Hello listeners, we are your co-hosts Janine Bailey and Marie Quigley for the Empower World Coaching and Leadership Podcast. Empower World brings guests who are making a difference to the world to inspire coaches and leaders who lead with mind, heart and soul. Hello and welcome to the next episode of the Empower World Coaching and Leadership Podcast. And I am here today, not with my brilliant business partner, Marie. Instead, I'm with my brilliant friend, Stefan Lindberg-Jones. Thank you, Stefan, for being with me here today. It's wonderful to see you. You're in Doha and I'm in Australia, so welcome.
Thank you, Janine. Great to be on your show.
Yes, thank you. And I know we've been on your show a number of times. We're very grateful for that opportunity, Marie and I. And so this might be the first time that you've come on ours, and you were really the instigator of this podcast. So I'm delighted to have you maybe back or here for the first time. So
yeah, why is it taking so long? I helped you create this podcast, but no, everyone else you interviewed, but not me.
Well, it's about time, isn't it? Because
Absolutely.
You've created so much joy for Marie and I. We love doing this podcast, and it's an opportunity for us to share what we're passionate about, and whether it be around coaching and leadership, but also just the profession of coaching and being able to stay relevant and up to date. And it really supports us to, I guess, again, spread our experience and inspire others to do the same. So thank you, Stefan, for making this happen. And so, Stefan, if you'd like to introduce yourself briefly, and then we'll dive into today's topic, which is really around, because Stefan, you have done our coach training a few years back. And so we really wanted to highlight to our listeners how coaching can serve us in so many different ways. So Stefan, over to you to introduce yourself.
Well, going back to the podcast, I just want to give you
Marie.
Sorry, Marie, a big kudos, shout out that, you've kept this podcast going as long as you have here. So for you guys to have done it for so long and still keep that passion, I give a round of applause, well done. So yes, about me, I am the CEO owner of Ginger Camel, which is a video production business here in Qatar. We're in our 12th year now. We are known in the market for producing high quality video content, animation and photography. Since doing your coaching course, I can say that I do a bit of coaching mentoring on the side as well.
Fantastic, Stefan. And I really want to congratulate and acknowledge you, because we've known each other for, oh gosh, I've lost track now, 14, 15, maybe 16 years as our respective partners and yourself got roles with Al Jazeera, the news channel. And so we all landed in Doha before it commenced and began a journey, a magnificent journey of being part of the launch of that successful TV news channels. And I've also seen in that time, Stefan, I've seen you evolve and emerge in various different forms and shapes in terms of your professional life. And even as you said, you've started Ginger Camel 12 years ago. Again, it's gone through so many different layers, and it's grown, it's shrunk with COVID, but you've still been able to keep Ginger Camel, which has clearly got a wonderful reputation in Doha. You've been able to, flex and flow with the conditions and still be here, still doing what you do, and then adding to your businesses. And we've also spoken about the coaching side of what you have been doing and potentially what you want to do going out into the future. And I really wanted to bring you onto this podcast today because of you did our program during those challenging COVID times. And I recall when I first moved to Doha, that's when I decided to become a coach. And so we spoke about coaching off and on over the years, as I always felt you had this presence and felt you had this wonderful way about you that would be a great foundation to be a coach, if not a coach, someone who has the skills to be able to, to be a leader in what you do, to bring in those skills to create really powerful outcomes. And what's evolved since you've done that or invested in yourself and completed the course and taken on board those powerful skills of coaching?
And I've watched your journey, and it's been an amazing journey, and how successful you guys have been. It's been incredible. I wish I could say the same in regards to Ginger Camel. I felt Ginger Camel 2019 was at its peak, but then COVID came along, and it kind of broke everything down. So I was at a very dark place 2020, after about 4 months of COVID taking hold, and I had watched my business come from this successful place where big office, big team. 2019 was fantastic, and then COVID, and everyone closed their doors and no business was coming through. And people that have been working with me for quite some time, literally trying to hang on to what we had, to then basically say, look, I can't hang on anymore, financially I have to leave. So I was left with just the remnants of Ginger Camel, and I was in a dark place. And the only time I'd been in that dark place was going through my divorce many years before that. So I knew, I recognized the place that I was in. And it's funny how the universe kind of points you in a direction, because when I went through a divorce, I found meditation, and it I don't know if you've heard the story, but I was, I knew my mind wasn't in the right place. I knew I needed help, and I knew that talking to someone helped, but I also felt that I needed to sort out all those little voices in my head that were just literally shouting at me from various places, and making me go a little bit stir crazy, that I needed to calm those voices down. And I never forget, I walked into a health food shop, and picked up various bits, and then I went to the counter, paid for the items, and then I walked out. But as the lady was loading the bag, she put something in the bag. So when I stepped out of the shop, I thought, oh, let me have a look what she put in my bag. And it was a leaflet for meditation. There were these monks doing meditation, and it was once a week, and it so helped me. I went along, and it just, not got rid of those voices, but it was able for me to quieten down and just listen to my heart. And the same thing happened again this time. I was in a dark place, and just something popped up about coaching. It was like, you need to sort yourself out. You need something different where you are at now. You can't do anything for the business because, you know, no one's replying, no one's responding. So you need to sort yourself out. And that's why, you know, it pointed me in the direction of coaching. Whether, and I didn't know at the time whether it was like, look, Ginger Camel, it's not going to be there. So you need to look at a new career. So maybe coaching is the thing for you. Or maybe it was, you know, you need to sort your head out, you know, and this coaching course will be something that will help you sort your mind out. And I had the full support of my wife as well, which I'm surprised about because, you know, she was the one, you know, I had run out of money with the business. So she was the one that was going to fund this course. And I'm so grateful because I thought at the time it was, you know, here's an alternative business. I thought the universe was saying, okay, look, don't worry. If Ginger Camel folds, then here's your new business path. Go for it. But actually taking the course, it was more to sort this out.
Yeah. And if you're listening and you're not seeing the vision, Stefan was just pointing to his mind, I guess.
My head.
Yeah.
And I never forget the course because it's an amazing feeling. Everyone that, because we did it online, you know, I see that you're going to be doing it in person, and I think that's going to be even more powerful than doing it online. But really, it didn't really matter because I felt the energy. You know, you could really feel the energy that everyone brought online, and you could really feel it. And it was like everyone was bringing their true selves to the platform. There was no ego. Ego had been, and I had no ego. I literally, during COVID, my ego had literally been stripped. So I knew that the person that was 2019 up to 2019, that was a big ego. And then when everything literally came crashing down, that ego literally got kicked out. So I came with no ego. I came with, you know, I wanted to learn. I wanted to, you know, this was something, even though I followed you, I really didn't know what coaching was about properly, or the true essence of coaching. So, and everyone else seemed to be on that. Everyone seemed to have their own journey, and we had all come to this platform. You know, it was like we were all on the same frequency, and then there was no egos. There was, you know, it was acceptance. You know, we were all ready to learn this new thing. You know, some had already experienced coaching, but we're all ready to be present and learn this thing called coaching. And that journey was powerful. I think I can't remember how many there were, but there was there 18 of us, or was there 12? 18, 12? They're the two numbers. Like, anyway, yeah. I was the only male in this crowd of females, and I was the biggest crybaby during the whole. I don't think anyone else cried as much as I cried through that journey. And I, you know, I'm so grateful for it. I think I surprised myself where I went. I'm tearing up now. But yeah, it was a powerful experience, and I wouldn't be here now if I hadn't gone through that coaching sessions.
Wow.
Because if I look at the business side, where I was in that dark hole, you know, I had a lot of people around me concerned about me, who wanted to help me, but they thought they were helping me because they were trying to encourage me to get back up that mountain, which was Ginger Camel. And and I'll never forget the session that we had within the course. It was you and me, and you made me, you asked me what was I looking at, and in a visionary sense. And I said, look, all I can see is this big mountain, and I'm at the bottom of the mountain. I've been up that mountain, and now I've got people, and I've fallen off the mountain, and I've got people around me that want to push me back up that mountain, but I don't want to go up that mountain. And through that session that we had, you said, well, what's around that mountain? Look around you. And I never had. I'd literally been stuck at the bottom of the mountain, and I've been looking up that mountain. It was cold, it was black, and I didn't want to go back up there. But you made me look around, and suddenly it was just like, oh, no one's ever told me to look around. Everyone's just been encouraged me to climb back up that mountain. So when I had this vision of looking around what was around the mountain, I just suddenly saw these beautiful fields and this pine forest, rolling hills, and it was just like, wow, oh, that's beautiful. I love that place. That's the place I want to go. And it was so moving for me. It changed the direction of what I was thinking and what I was feeling. And suddenly I had this vision of, that's where I want to go with my business. That's what I want to achieve. And if you talk to the guys that are working with me, I went into work after the weekend and I said, look, I've had a new vision. This is the new direction that the business is going. Either you're with me or you're not. If you still want me and the business to be where we were, then, you're not for me. You're not coming on my journey, because I am not going back up that mountain, or we're not going to be who we were before. This is the new vision. This is what I want to achieve, and this is where I want to go. And if you believe in that, then please come on that journey. But if you want to go where we were, then you need to leave, you need to go. And they all said, no, we're with you. We believe in you. We've been on that journey up the mountain, so we know, you're capable of doing that. So if you've got a new vision, then we're with you.
Wow. What a powerful journey, Stefan. Thank you.
It was incredible. And I'll never forget it. And no, thank you. Thank you for opening my eyes. I know there was another session that we had where I had this vision of this old man, and then suddenly I was oh,
take your time.
And I was that old man inside. I had become this old man inside, and it was, through your session, I was able to let go of that old man. And that was powerful. As you can see, it was very moving. And what I felt afterwards, it was, I don't know if it must have been part of me of, I've become this old grumpy old man, the way I reacted, the way, I dealt with situations. And it was, you let me talk to him. Well, you showed me who that old man was, and, to actually sit down with him. And it was a very moving session, and, I was in complete floods of tears, and, it still moves me now. But yeah, it was letting go, just understanding who that old man was, and, appreciating him. He must have been there for a reason. But, now was the time to, let him go. And that was another big one for me, just to let him go. And because when I look back, I didn't really, when you're building a business, your sole focus is on the business, and you don't really, everyone else kind of disappears in the background. And you're working long hours, you don't have much patience for people, especially your family, because you kind of put all your energy into the business, and then when you come home, you're just an old man just sitting on the sofa, and you don't really communicate. And I think that was an eye-opener for me, just to be thankful for him, of what he achieved, etc. But now was a time of change, and now was a time for appreciating what I had. And also, he wasn't coming with me on my new journey. It was going to be a younger self. It was going to be a younger, full of energy, but energy in the right places, not just in the one area. And yeah, so yes, I thought initially it was going to be for a business, but actually it was, for me, it was brilliant for self-development, and looking within me, and revealing a lot of truths that I kind of probably ignored with my ego. But yeah, I think COVID was a perfect situation for me. It was a storm that literally, as I say, ripped me from my ego. It brought my family together, and it put me on a new path for my business, which I've never looked back.
Wow. Again, thank you so much, Stefan, for being so, again, courageous and vulnerable and open and truthful. And I'm imagining that a lot of the people that would be listening to this would be perhaps resonating, or their hearts and minds being touched by your powerful stories. I'm also struggling to find the words, and my voice, I can hear, is a bit shaky, as I am so touched by what you've shared, the enormity of those conversations, and being part of a beautiful cohort of participants who come from all around the world, which is what we love. And so I imagine some great connections were made in that safe place that we always aim to create, to be able to provide an experience of coaching, to really experience it, as well as learn the skills as you have shared. And I will say, though, I would never make you do anything.
Really?
And I would ask you questions based on what you bring in, what you share. And that, again, is the skills of a coach, is to be able to listen really deeply and get curious about what our client brings in, and stay in the present moment with the client, unless looking at the future in terms of what it is that you want, but staying in the present to explore what's coming up in the moment, right here, right now. And so this is the work that we do as coaches, and we don't twist anyone's arms up their back. It's being able to provide that space and place to know it's safe to share or not to share. There's no judgment.
I think that's what you taught me, and I learned. I never really listened to anyone. I always had an agenda. I always, if I was in a room, especially when you're in business, that I was always looking for an angle. to see how I could use that person, how this person that I'm meeting with, how can I use that person to get to either a project or a colleague, etc., etc. And now when I go into business, I just listen. There isn't a voice saying, oh, what do I have to say next? What do I have to say next? You know, how can I use this person? And the conversations are so much deeper because you give the space to that person. And I don't care if there's silence in between the conversation. I just let it be there. And I just listen to myself as well. Once I've given that person the space, is to, okay, what has he said? What has she said? How do I respond after that? I'm not thinking while they're talking. I just listen. And that is so powerful. And it's changed the way I do business, the way I see business. And also you know, the initial question was, you know, how has it affected me doing that course? It's been powerful within my organization as well. You know, I listen to my team. I actually give them sessions of coaching as well, which has been powerful as well. You know, there's been tears, and they appreciate that. You know, I could never dream of doing that in the past when I was younger, to actually, you know, break down in front of my boss, because then you felt that you were showing vulnerability, and, you know, you saw that as a weakness. But they feel so comfortable with me, and they know that that isn't a weakness, because they know where I'm coming from. It's not to use you to go, oh, I can see your vulnerability, so I'm going to use that for my benefit. They actually know that I'm there for them, and I've made it clear, look, whatever journey you go on, whether it's with my company, or you decide that, you know, you come to a place where you go, okay, I've seen what I really want to do, and I'm going to go for it. So I said, look, I'm happy either way, because I want you to be a happy person. I don't want you to be an unhappy person working for me. I want you to be happy. So whether it's within Ginger Camel or whether it's going somewhere else. So there's a huge positive spirit within the company, because everyone feels that they can be themselves, and that they can, you know, show their vulnerability and come to me whenever they need to.
It's and you know, what a gift that you've given them, Stefan, to be able to feel safe, to have a voice, to speak up and be authentic, knowing that there is this trust. There is that trust between you and them to be, who they authentically are. What a gift. Incredible. And so, Stefan, I'm hearing how doing the coaching course back in 20 or 21, how it's had a magnificent, powerful impact on you, who you really are, where you wanted to go, what you needed to let go of and wanted to let go of. I'm hearing how in your business you've been able to have these, again, really great, courageous conversations to bring out, I'm trusting the best in your people, to ensure that they are looked after. They're you know, you shared you want them to be happy, so I'm guessing, you know, their mental wellness is in good shape, and so much more. I'm wondering if there is anything else that you may like to share in terms of how coaching is investing in coaching and learning the skills of coaching So not investing in one-on-one coaching, but investing in a coaching program. I'm wondering what else it may have supported in your life.
Well, on many levels, with my family, me and my wife now have great conversations where I wouldn't listen. My ego would always be there, battling against anything that she would say. So now there's an openness, and there's a great conversation that we have now. We give each other time for ourselves, but also for each other. Also, I do some coaching on the side, which is great because it's allowed me to help other people, which has been powerful. And it's given me the confidence to sit down with people. I've set up a meetup group, and I've literally set up different types of meetings, whether it's just come and have coffee with me, it was like meet the life coach, and it's literally turning up at 7 o'clock in a coffee shop, and sometimes no one's turned up. Sometimes there's been 3 or 4 people that are just curious to find out, what this life coaching is all about. And it's just been an open conversation, and it's just, and from that, I've had, clients come through. And that's been great because it's just given me a whole array of abilities, skills, and also just being able to meet different types of people. It's given me a lot more patience. As you say, the skill of listening is huge. Yeah.
Wow. So many incredible benefits.
Yeah, it's like I thank my past self for investing in me now and my future self. And that's how I look at it. I used to blame my past self for actions, things that I might have done, might have said, etc., etc. But since doing the coaching course, it's kind of made me appreciate who I was in the past, that, I might have done things wrong, but, I only did them on what I knew at the time. And, since doing the coaching course, I invested in myself. I invested in myself to look after my future self. And, since then, that's how I've looked at things. Everything that I do now is looking after the future me. And I really appreciate that. Even though I was in a dark place, I was able to listen to my heart. And that's something that I've been very much aware of, is not listen to the ego. You need a little bit of ego now and again, as a driving force, but I've kept him in check. I've kept him in check. I know who you are. I know the signs if he ever appears, but I listen so much to my heart, or what it's saying. I'm learning from listening to audiobooks every day now, because I want to look after my future self. I know he's important, and every day I appreciate my past self, because I know he's gone through a lot, but he's always looked out for me now, and he's always looking out for me in the future. So I'm very grateful that and for the support of my family and friends, and my wife, who has always believed in me. She's always been the rock that has supported me with my business. But also when she saw that I was in a very dark place, she could see that when I said, I want to do coaching, she said, yeah, just do it. Doesn't matter how much it costs. You need it. I can see that this is going to really help you.
Yeah. Wow. Again, I'm feeling quite emotional as you share that. Knowing your wife and hearing this story. So thank you to her.
No, thank you. It's all down to you. It's all down to you and Marie. You were, and it's funny because the energy that you gave for every session was amazing. There was
Marie's and my intention is to always provide a deep transformational experience, and we're both master certified coaches, so we want to impart that those skills and knowledge, and we don't want to put limits on our people and say, oh, they're not ready yet. We really do embody and embrace the concept that people are naturally creative, resourceful, and whole, and they will pick up what they're meant to. And so we do really trust that. And certainly, yes, there's a lot to learn, but again, we trust that our participants will pick up exactly what they're meant to and experience what they're meant to. So, yeah. What would you say, Stefan, to anybody that is considering doing a coaching program like ours, and that might be hesitating, maybe 1 foot in, 1 foot out? They perhaps have got some reasons why they're not going fully in. What would you say?
Well, I think if they've got 1 foot in, 1 foot out, then you're ready. If you're considering it, then you should do it. The only thing that's holding you back is your inner securities that are probably saying, oh no, maybe money, maybe time, etc. You will make time. You will find the money, and it's the best investment that you can do for yourself. So if you are at that point and you're standing at the door, you need to walk through that door, because you're not helping yourself just dilly-dally on the other side. So absolutely, you should talk to yourself, or quiet the mind down, take a few deep breaths and listen to your heart, and your heart will say yes. If you're there, then you need to walk through that door.
Yeah, thank you, Stefan. And that's, again, as you know, that's what we do, is to support people to listen to their heart, listen to their body, listen to their authentic self, find their voice through this program. So learn the skills to be able to do that, to support others to do the same, to support yourself, to coach yourself through challenges. And as you've shared, Stefan, be able to also support the people you love, the people that you work with, the people that you may lead in whatever role, as a parent, colleague, friend. It does provide those skills to support others to walk through that door, to move out of the.
And can I just add, if you're there at the door, there is a reason why you're standing at the door. The universe has literally pushed you to this point in time. If you're listening to this podcast, or if you found us in any shape or form, there is a reason for you. The universe is basically saying, hey, this is it. This is where I've led you to. Whatever situation you're in, the universe has literally pushed you to say, there is a reason for you to listen to this podcast.
Absolutely. I hear you, and I believe in those words. So thank you so much, Stefan. I really appreciate your time. And again, your authentic self showing up over and over again, looking after the past self and the future self while in the present moment. And I'm trusting it's all unfolding as it's meant to. I'm really excited, delighted for you that you are on this beautiful journey of, again, opening up doors as they are meant to, trusting this journey, even through the challenges, coming through and living your best life. Thank you.
Thank you, Janine. But that's another thing that I want to say about the benefits of doing the course is that, you know, you might or might not have enjoyed the journey so far, and you might have appreciated what you've achieved so far. But once you've done the course, the journey becomes, it's like doing a black and white, it's like being in a black and white movie in the past, and then you do the course, and then the journey just becomes color, because everything just shouts out. Everything just becomes, your senses come alive. I don't know how you do it, or, you know, the magic that you share, Janine and Marie, but it's just like your senses come alive and you appreciate the here and the now more, because there's no ego literally squashing your true self, because that ego is literally being pushed to one side, and you're literally, your senses come alive and you appreciate and you experience a lot more. So that journey from doing the course literally makes you come alive.
Yeah, it so does for us. And, you know, being with the participants, that makes us come alive. And it's an opportunity. It really is an amazing opportunity for every experience to be something to learn from and to expand. So all of those challenges that we experience as human beings, everything that comes in, we can reframe it, give it a new perspective, and find a gem, a learning, gold, a pearl, whatever it may be, wisdom that we can take forward into our lives. So, and I think that's the beautiful part about coaching, about the different perspectives we can create about our experiences. And we are at choice to be able to make them something that enriches and enhances our world, or go the other way. But coaching brings that alive in terms of, yeah, we are at choice. We are in charge of our destiny and our experiences. So thank you for adding that.
Yeah, and I just, as you were talking, something else popped up is that, you know, the course isn't easy, because literally you're being pushed out of your comfort zone. You know, you're literally going into places, you know, as you saw earlier, you will go into places that you didn't realize were there. And you'll feel uncomfortable at times, because you're exploring yourself on such a deeper level. So yeah, there are places that you never knew were there, and it will feel uncomfortable.
We do ask challenging questions. We ask stretching questions. We ask questions to support people to move outside of their comfort zone, because if we stay in the comfort zone, we're going to get the same old experiences. And if we want to change that, we we've got to shift our focus from over there to potentially over here. Thank you. So that amygdala, that part of our mind that wants to keep us safe in our comfort zone, it will be fighting and making it very uncomfortable for us to see another perspective. So it will be uncomfortable. But as we get to know this, and if we embrace that uncomfortableness, which again, Marie and I will set up the either one-to-one coaching or the coaching, the learning of coaching skills program, our coach training, we'll set it up to support people to recognize it's okay to move a little bit out of the comfort zone, or maybe a choice to move further outside of the comfort zone. So everyone's at choice as to how much they want to stretch themselves. And what I heard with what you've shared, Stefan, is that you were willing, even though it was uncomfortable, you knew that it can't stay like it was. It's time to let go. It's time to move into your best self, your future self, in the present moment. And so there is the beautiful art and science of coaching that creates and transforms people's lives.
Absolutely. So does.
And so it does. I know it's changed mine, and I've heard you share your story, Stefan.
Yeah,
So,
changed mine. Yeah.
Wow. And again, thank you. Thank you so much for your time and generosity and sharing. I really, and I know Marie, also appreciate what you do, Stefan, the voice that you have, and your ability to continue to keep emerging and evolving as you want to, as you choose, in support of yourself and the people that you love. So thank you.
No, thank you.
Thanks for listening. You can find out more about us on our website www.empower-world.com and on our social media networks, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Be empowered.